Welcome to another episode of Mafia Investigates. Today we're talking about gambling and the NBA. But first, please like and subscribe to this channel if you're a fan of mine. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'll be on the road. But I'm also an investigator doing God's work in investigating a lot of today's top stories. The biggest one that jumped out at me was the NBA working with the mafia, apparently, to fix games so that these gambling rinks can make money. Now, first, let's start with the obvious. Italians, most of us cannot play basketball because we were short in stature, and we don't jump that high, and some of us suffer from chronic obesity because of the way we grew up, forced to eat everything on our plates, forced to eat for emotional reasons to make the person, usually a mother figure, we don't want her to feel bad about her food. So we eat, overeat, and eat constantly to save those relationships. We're actually heroes. And as a result, we can't jump that high. And we're also 5'5". So that's another reason we can't jump that high. So we're kind of locked out of basketball. So our only choice as an ethnicity is to gamble on the games, which we're actually very good at. So don't take that from us, but the government is trying to. And, the Italians don't even, yes, we fix the games maybe. The games aren't fixed though, per se. It's just, it's not that we don't want a team to win the game. We just don't want them to win by a certain amount. That's not encouraging someone to throw the game. That's just encouraging you to win by 6 instead of 10. Is that so much to ask? I don't think that it is. And I think that the government is overreacting to that. And maybe a player can't play because he has an ankle injury. And he decides that he has an ankle injury right before the game. His ankle hurts and he doesn't realize it until right before the game. And then he goes home, he's icing his ankle, and then a man drops off $75,000 in unmarked bills at his house. So maybe that happens. Also, in another scenario, maybe his ankle hurts, but maybe he sucks it up and plays through it anyway, even though he's asked not to by certain people, and he does it anyway, and they win the game by 10 when they were only supposed to win by 4. And then he goes and parties at the hotel, he's at the after party late, and jumps to his death off a 12-story building. That happens. So I think that it was said in one of these articles that these coaches and NBA players got mixed in with the wrong people. And I guess the wrong people are Italians. So if you're watching this and you're Italian, you're apparently the wrong people. So just keep all of this in mind. We're not trying to influence the outcome of the games, just the point spread. And if you have a problem with that, then maybe you don't want to live in America, because it's the only way that Italians and other ethnics who are shorter can participate in basketball. That's really the only way. And can we just be honest about something? Gambling makes sports more fun. It really does. Like, who cares about Ball State versus the University of Iowa? Like, no one cares about that game. James Madison versus Nebraska Tech. But if your house is on that game, you suddenly care way more about it. Am I saying bet your house? No, I'm not. I'm not saying bet your house. But if you were to bet your home, wouldn't you watch the game more closely and be invested? It's called being a super fan. And I guess everybody hates school spirit these days. So the mafia gets a bad reputation. I understand it. They've done some bad things in the past, possibly killed a president, possibly Jimmy Hoffa. We don't know. We don't know. With Hoffa, they never found the body. But today's mafia, I think, is kinder, gentler. They do not kill people anymore. They just are involved in gambling, and I don't think that we should take that from them also, because what if they get gambling taken for them and they get upset and they go back to killing people? We don't want that. It could work in the reverse order, reciprocal. So we need to stop, and we need to stop, with the whole overreaction to everything. They're influencing the outcomes of games, but they're not influencing the winners and the losers. Just don't win by more than 7 sometimes. And if you do, your life might be in danger, but probably not. They're probably not just going to do business with you again. It's just business, and it's not personal, as they said in The Godfather, So this whole gambling scandal, I think people have it out for Italians and other ethnics who aren't tall enough to play big boy sports. And if you wanted Italians involved in basketball, you would lower the rim. You would have calzone or rigatoni during the timeouts. They've made no effort to do that. So you can't sit here and tell me they've made an effort to include Italians and other shorter ethnics into the game of basketball. And as a result, you are going to have these other groups, Italians, unsavory groups like Italians, you're going to have them gamble on the games. And that's what they do well. Everybody's got their thing that they focus on. Everybody wants to succeed and be a champion. And maybe this is what Italians are good at, And you're sitting at home going, Mike, this is unsavory. This affects the integrity of the game. It's like, it's unsavory to fix bingo games, but I think we should do it at retirement communities because that's technically gambling, and there's money to be made, and people who are entrepreneurial are always trying to make money. So I think that the NBA players and the Italians are being scapegoated from this scandal. Either make the rim lower and make the game more conducive to including Italians, or let us gamble on the game. It's more exciting. And I thought in this country we were trying to include people and not exclude them, because when we exclude them, things manifest in not such a nice way. So take that, the gambling, the NBA, more stuff is going to come out. Maybe college games were fixed. And let's face it, college players could use a little bit of extra money for books, for dinner. Maybe they want to take their girlfriend out to dinner. And I don't think it's probably limited to male sports. I think female sports, we should gamble on female sports, Are the players pregnant? Are they ovulating? It's like, these are prop bets that we could explore with women's sports. And prop bets are fun. Who won the coin toss? Who touched the ball first? Who got thrown out of a game for whipping a Diet Coke at the opposing player? We don't know, but that's what makes the game exciting. And also, losing your house makes a run-of-the-mill Thursday night college matchup intensely exciting. So gambling isn't all bad. The NBA is fine. And Italians are good at gambling and evaluating odds and taking risks and either coming out on top or losing their house completely and then having to bet a relative's house in order to get their home back. That's always fun. So just keep all this in mind when you're reading these salacious headlines that the mafia is involved with the NBA. They're not involved with it, but they still haven't influenced the outcome of the games. Only the point spread, which is a very small thing. Again, don't win by 10, win by 7. Everyone will be safe and happy and richer and flourishing. And I think that's what we want for everyone. NBA players, Italians, and everyone involved with this scandal. This has been Mike Vecchione Investigates. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.